If you've ever bought bacon that looked great in the package, then somehow turned into salty rubber and a pan full of grease, welcome to the club. Bacon should be simple, smoky, meaty, a little crispy at the edges, and it should actually smell like bacon, not like disappointment. So here's how I'd break it down the next time you're standing in that refrigerated aisle. First, the 6 bacon brands I'd personally skip, the ones that keep getting called out for thin slices, weird texture, too much fat, or just plain sad flavor. Then we'll finish with 5 brands that people keep going back to because they cook right and taste the way bacon is supposed to taste. Alright, let's start with the avoids. Number 6, Applegate. On paper, Applegate looks like the responsible choice. Fewer additives, lots of clean-sounding marketing, the whole vibe says premium, but a lot of shoppers don't feel like it delivers for what it costs. The price is the biggest punch in the face. You're often paying what feels like double compared to regular brands, and then you cook it and it shrinks down hard, leaving behind smaller, tougher, chewier pieces than you expected. Some people say it's fine if you treat it like an ingredient. Chop it up, throw it into beans or a stir-fry, and let it play a supporting role. But if you want actual bacon strips that feel worth the money, a lot of folks walk away annoyed. Number 5, Great Value. This is one of those I want this to be good products. The price is right, the idea is solid, and plenty of families buy it because groceries are expensive and bacon shouldn't require a small loan. The main complaint is the look and the handling. People talk about it looking kind of old or off-color right out of the package, and even before taste enters the conversation, that alone turns a lot of shoppers away. And if you do open it, the strips can be a pain to separate. They tear, they fall apart, and instead of getting nice, defined slices, you end up wrestling bacon confetti in the pan. It's hard to enjoy breakfast when your bacon is disintegrating, like it's under stress. Number 4, Hormel Black Label. Black Label sounds like it should mean top tier, like sleek packaging, premium experience, the good stuff, but a lot of reviews don't match that expectation at all. People complain it's mostly fat, shrinks a ton during cooking, and somehow doesn't even bring the one thing bacon is famous for, that bold smell and flavor. And that's the most annoying part. Bacon is supposed to announce itself. You're supposed to smell it from the other room, and suddenly you're awake and happy. When you cook bacon and the kitchen doesn't come alive, something's wrong. Some longtime buyers also say the quality has drifted over time, more inconsistency, more fat-heavy packs, less of that reliable feel the brand used to have. If you've been burned by a package that cooks, down into a couple salty strips of nothing, this is usually the one they're talking about. Number 3, Member's Mark. This one gets hammered for one specific thing over and over. The slices are paper thin. Like, not thin and crispy, thin as in see-through in spots. And once bacon gets that thin, everything else becomes harder. It sticks together, it tears when you separate it, and it can go from raw to overcooked in about 12 seconds. On top of the thinness, lots of people say it's weak on aroma and flavor, which is kind of the whole reason bacon exists. If I'm buying bacon, I'm not doing it for subtlety. Number 2, Smithfield. Smithfield still has plenty of loyal buyers, but the criticism keeps sounding the same lately. Less flavor than it used to have, higher fat content than expected, and texture issues once it's cooked, tough, chewy, not that satisfying bite you want. Another common complaint is thin slicing, and once you've seen that pattern, you can't unsee it. Thin bacon tends to cook unevenly, it can feel flimsy, and it just doesn't hit like a thicker, well-cut strip. If a brand's biggest problem is, it's not as reliable as it used to be, that's enough for me to hesitate, because bacon is not something you want to gamble on at 7 a.m. Number 1, Appleton Farms. This one gets the mostly fat complaint a lot, and yes, you can look through the package window, but plenty of buyers say what they see, and what they end up cooking doesn't feel balanced at all. Another issue people mention is inconsistency. Slice thickness varies, some pieces are thin, some are weirdly cut, and separating the strips can turn into a whole little struggle. If you're paying for bacon, and you end up rendering a pan of grease with barely any meat payoff, it starts to feel like you got hustled. Alright, that was the pain. Now let's talk about the good stuff. Here are 5 bacon brands that people tend to actually enjoy buying because the slices look right, cook right, and taste like real bacon. Number 5, Hormel Natural Choice. This one usually gets credit for being a cleaner-leaning option compared to some conventional picks, and a lot of shoppers say the flavor holds up. The main nitpicks you'll hear are things like, the slices are shorter than expected, or people feeling like the package should be more generous for the price. But overall, it tends to land in the solid buy category, especially if you're trying to avoid the worst of the bargain bin problems without going full gourmet. Number 4, Farmland Applewood Smoked Classic Cut. Farmland doesn't always get the hype, but people who buy it seem pleasantly surprised. Reviews talk about good aroma, good flavor, and a meat-to-fat balance that cooks evenly. It also sits in a pretty comfortable price zone. Not dirt cheap, not painfully expensive, just a fair option that tastes like bacon should taste. Number 3. Greenfield Natural Meat Applewood Smoked Uncured. Greenfield gets a lot of love from people who care about both quality and how the product is made. It's often praised for being consistently flavorful, cooking up crisp, and having that smoky sweet hit that keeps people coming back. It's not the cheapest, but fans tend to say the extra few bucks feel worth it because you're not fighting paper-thin strips or mystery texture. You're just cooking bacon and enjoying it, which honestly shouldn't be a luxury. Number 2, Oscar Mayer Original Bacon. This is the dependable classic. It's the I know what I'm getting bacon, and for a lot of people, that's the whole point. Reviewers constantly bring up taste, and they also like how it cooks without shrinking into nothing. It's not the cheapest option, but it's also not priced like a boutique product, and the larger packs, especially center cut, tend to feel like better value while still delivering that familiar flavor. If you want a safe choice for breakfasts, burgers, BLTs, whatever, this one is hard to mess up. Number 1. Right Hickory Smoked Bacon. This is the bacon the right way bacon. Thick slices, nice marbling, and a smoky flavor that feels like it actually belongs in the product, not sprayed on as an afterthought. People talk about it holding together when you separate the strips, cooking beautifully, and not shrinking down into sad little fragments. Yes, it's pricier, but the big reason fans justify it is simple. It tastes great, it cooks right, and it actually feels like you got what you paid for. And that's really the whole game. Here's my final takeaway. If the bacon is thin, hard to separate, mostly fat, or keeps showing up in reviews as inconsistent, don't let the brand name talk you into it. You're not buying a logo, you're buying breakfast. And if you want the kind of bacon where the smell fills the kitchen and everyone suddenly checks on the pan, like they weren't already hungry, stick with the brands that focus on thick cuts, real smoke, and solid meat-to-fat balance. Alright, that's my rundown. The brands I'd avoid and the ones I'd actually bring home. Now I'm curious, what bacon are you buying right now? And does it live up to the hype? Drop your go-to brand in the comments, and tell me if it's been solid or if it's been a total letdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.